It's
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
All right. All right. Well, it's all right. It is what it is, man. We gotta. Someone said using that Boost mobile Wi-Fi.
This is real overseas right here, man.
Seriously, you guys who are tuning in, man, this is really what it's like. But anyways, man, let's get started. For you guys who don't know, this is Christien Charles, uh, voted in as one of the ABL top 10 players of all time, ABL champion, two-time MVP, three-time Defensive Player of the Year, 12-year vet, played NBA Summer League, played for Villanova. Man, I appreciate you coming on today.
No, man, I appreciate you having me, man. It's an honor and a pleasure, man.
Definitely.
You do big things. Always been like I see you doing things in the culture, man. Always got something going on, and that's outside of you hooping it and taking care of your business as a pro, man. I respect you.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I appreciate it, especially coming from a guy like you, man. So the first question is, I think what everybody wants to know is, you're 39 years old right now. Are you going to play well into your 40s?
That's a goal, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Lord willing, man. Just that's the goal. Try to get to 40 and see how it goes from there. I'm trying to be like Asi, Asi Talava, man.
Yeah. Yo, they said Aussie doesn't even practice. He just gets on the bike at practice and stretches.
That's triple OG status, man.
Man. So what do you think? Let's just start off with, what's going on right now, and then we can sort of backtrack. What do you think plays into your longevity, being able to play this long? 12 years is a lot of time, man, especially for a big guy.
Yeah. I think to start off, I think a lot of it is luck, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
honestly, just being a lucky dude, man. But I do try to take care of my body as far as nutrition and the yoga and the stretching. And I see my guy Justin Parks just popped in. He helps me with just like the mobility and my strength work, and just trying to approach my weight training a bit differently than I'd had in the past.
Yeah.
So and also, like the seasons overseas is a bit different. So just trying to manage in my body as best as I can, man.
Mm-hmm. How much?
Having team late my career, I've been having like teams and coaches that kind of understand that I'm a vet, so they would be more cognizant. They'll try to work with me with load management and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's been helpful in these last years.
So how much does diet play, role into taking care of your body for you?
For me, it's huge, man, because after having like injuries, it kind of forced me into like reevaluating how I approach that stuff. So, I listen to podcasts and I try to like key in on like, all right, what can I do to try to prevent inflammation and try to give me more energy
Mm-hmm.
to, I'm following Tom Brady and those dudes, man, trying to see what I can do to keep playing, man. People say that they want to, hoop, but you got to make certain sacrifices. So if you want to eat, fast food when you're young, you kind of don't feel it. But when you get older, you can really feel the difference. After you start eating, a different type of way, you can feel when you go back like, oh man, like I can't believe I was eating this stuff for years. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that helps me grow, man, just trying to eat the right things. I'm not perfect, man. I have some candy and what I mean, but I try, for the most part, I try to watch how I eat.
Definitely. I mean, that's what kills me, man, is the sweets. I'll
Yeah, man, sweet food, man.
Someone leaves some candy around me, and the whole bag's gone in the blink of an eye. So, how much do you feel like your game has changed? From the beginning of your career to now. You're 12.
Yeah, I kind of you kind of have to when you get older. I know guys talk about this, but you just not the same. You don't that second jump, that ability to get up and down and jump. Like I was able to do that earlier in my career, like just run and jump all day during practice. When you get older, you got to focus more on try to your skill. I tried to become a better shooter when I was in Singapore. With ABL, the coach and the GM, they told me that like you're an older guy, we're gonna focus on facing up, your legs not my legs. You know, when you get older, your legs aren't what they are or were. So just
Hmm.
try to work on your skills and fundamentals a little bit more when you get when you don't have that athleticism that you used to have.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, in college, were you as good as a shooter as you are now? Because I see like a lot of your film is like pick and pop. You're able to space out the
Yeah,
floor. You're able to drive. Was that something you incorporated into your game, or is it something you've like taught yourself over time?
I had it when I was in college, but because I had those other things that I could do, you know, run and jump
Hmm.
a little bit more, I relied on that more because it just was it was funner. You know what I mean? When you're young,
Yeah,
you don't think it's kind of, especially back then, it was kind of looked down on like a finesse player that shoots a lot of jump shots. But now it's like it's more accepted. But it kind of was like a
yeah,
necessary thing as I got older. It's like, I gotta refine that skill set.
yeah. How much has the game changed like over these 12 years you've been overseas? Obviously, before it was a lot of throwing it down into the big. Now it's more guard oriented. You have to space the floor. How much has it changed?
Right, man. Um, it's changed like tremendously for bigs.
Hmm.
Nowadays, I see bigs coming even like in the ABL, like Will Artino and those guys. They can like they can shoot threes, they can handle the ball, and it's like encouraged now. When I was first coming out, and that was like a knock on me. It was like that he's not a back to the basket type player. He's slender. You know what I mean? He's not a true post player. But now you don't
Hmm.
have to be like a true. It's still a great thing. Now you don't have to be a true post player. You can venture out a little bit more, and players are working on that skill set from when they're young. I see you working with guys, and you guys are doing ball handling and everything, incorporating everything. So I think it's changed a little bit for post players. Now you have to be able to be more. So even if you're not having it in during the game, just having that skill set is valuable.
Definitely, definitely. Now, our guy Phil Morrison's on here. He says, ask,
Yeah, Phil.
he said, ask Chris about when we first met in Thailand. This guy was a 7-footer in the stands waiting for a shot. Import of the year waiting. True
Yeah,
testament to grinding. Tell that story. What are
yeah.
you talking about?
First of all, man, shout out to Phil, man. What he's doing,
Great guy.
man,
Amazing guy.
super good, man. His story, how he's using it to benefit others, to give value to them kids, man.
Hmm.
Like I seen him at the beginning, like when I first came in the ABL. I think he was playing for either Vietnam. I think he's playing for Vietnam at the time, and I was in Thailand, like kind of just like as a practice. I told this story before to a lot of people, man. I was like, I had came to Thailand. My agent told me to come out there on it, and I thought I had a contract, right? But when I got there, they had two other imports. So Coach Jelly Bean Bryant, Coach Kobe's dad, was the coach, and he was like, "You're welcome to stay and practice with the team, but I already have my imports." And Justin Howard, he was the other import.
Oh, wow.
So I seen Phil, like I used to watch the games from the stands, and then like I seen Phil afterwards after the game, and he was coming out, leaving with his team, and he was just super down to earth, man. And we had a conversation. He just was, encouraging me, like just keep grinding, keep praying, man.
Hmm.
And then next thing you know, like opportunity opened up, and I had a chance to be on the team, and I was playing against that dude, and yeah, he was just encouraging me, man, just to keep grinding. But I started from like watching in the stands to like finishing the season as like the league MVP, which is
Wow,
it's a
man.
pretty cool story, man. And like, it was
It,
really encouraging.
that's awesome, man. And you don't see that a lot, especially, guys go overseas and they have this idea of what it's going to be like. They're going to be the man, this and that. And you took like such a humble approach, it seems like. Um, oh, man, that's awesome. Yeah, that's just like, I wasn't expecting that. I've never heard that story, man. All the stories I've heard from you, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. Like that's kind of how it, like 32 at the time too.
Hmm.
So like
Was
it
that,
kind of was like I just had to keep working and try to impress the coach. Then something opened up,
yeah.
and
So
it
was that your
happened, man.
first
So
year? That was your first year in the ABL?
yeah, that was my first year in Asia.
Oh, okay. So where did you play at before Asia?
Um, I played in Dominican Republic for a short stint, man. I played in um, Serbia after that,
Hmm.
and then I played in like the IBL. It's like a semi-pro league in the States, Then I was on a Chicago Bulls summer league team. Then I was all over, man. Middle East, Lebanon, Syria, Saudi Arabia, and then that's when I came to Thailand after that. So
Man, what about like Asia was so special? Because you've been there for 7 years now. So what is it about Asia that you really enjoy?
man, just a little bit more, laid back. I like the for the ABL, I like to travel. You get to go to different, like I heard you say it's like the Euro League of Asia, man.
ABA.
You get to compete in like 9 countries. So like that's always been something that was cool with me. And I'm pretty much like a traveler anyway at this spirit. I like to experience new cultures and things like that. So it kind of just resonated with me, man. And in the basket is booming, developing.
Mm-hmm.
So that the love for the game, in the Philippines, you seen how it is, man. It's
Definitely.
just yeah.
You
So
can't
it's just been something that
if someone hasn't seen it, I feel like it's so hard to describe because you can't describe it because it's unbelievable.
right, yeah. I tell people it's bigger there than it is in the States because we have other sports
Mm-hmm.
that compete with each other, football and baseball. Like it's just like Manny Pacquiao and
Mm-hmm.
like basketball, like it's everywhere. You a king over there. You seen what it is, man.
Nah, man. Nah. I'm just trying to shoot. I'm trying to last as long as you have, man. That's why
You the
I'm over here.
king
I'm
over
over
there.
here really just taking notes. Hopefully, like all these players who are watching are.
You,
But yeah, man. So there we go.
here we go, man.
All
Sorry about
right,
that again.
let's do this. We got to get this knowledge out to these players, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, but as I was saying, so you've played a lot of places. You've played NBA Summer League. You've played Europe. You've played Middle East. You've played Asia now. Um, just all the different places. What is the different styles of play that you've noticed throughout the years?
Man, I would say like when I first went to Europe, just the physicality, man. Just like and adapting to the rules. Like when I first got to Europe, like if you don't put the ball down before you move your feet, just that's a travel off the rip, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that would just adapt to the European style of play. It's the physicality and the fundamentals. And then when I came to Asia, it's a bit more up and down. It's a lot more possessions, a lot of running gun, man. It's really, really fast, high-paced game. Um, Same thing like with the States, man. Just the more physicality. Guys are skilled and more athletic.
Mm-hmm.
But I always tell players, like, you got to be able to adapt to different styles of play on a professional level. Like, as an import, you got to be able, like, out the gate, just kind of figure it out. Like, before you get to where you playing, like, watch the league games, try to get it on, look at stuff online, follow other players. Um, because not every country has the same style of play, and they have different expectations for imports. You got to perform no matter where you at.
Definitely, definitely. So did you ever play in the G League? Obviously, you played in the Summer League, but was G League ever an option for you?
It was, man. Like after like my third year out, I was trying to. I didn't have any opportunity like overseas. It was slow, so I was trying to get into like the G. But I needed money, man. So like I
Yeah.
just waited out to job overseas, and then I went overseas and went for the short thing, man.
Mm-hmm. So let's backtrack a little bit. Let's talk about obviously you grew up in Milwaukee. You ended up at Villanova. So just walk me through that. How did you end up at such a storied program like Villanova?
Man, uh, that was crazy. Like growing up, like as a kid, like basketball was around. Obviously, like in the States, it's huge, but it wasn't like something that I was really focused on, man. Like I was in high school, I was like trying to be a rapper, man. Like
Seriously?
I was really I was really into hip hop, man. And then
Okay.
me and my boy at Debussy, man. He's like he's a rapper now. He does like Marquette basketball. He's an MC for Marquette basketball. He was like the hooper,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to try to rap. And we kind of like switched dreams, man. I just had like a growth spurt. And my freshman year, I was 6'6", and then I started taking.
All right, Chris. Chris, I can't hear you again, bro. Chris, I can see you, but I can't hear you, man. Oh man, I can. I can see you, man, but hold up, hold up. Bear with us, guys. Bear with us. We dealing with that overseas Wi-Fi, man. This is what you got to deal with when you're out there. Asia Wi-Fi, yeah, Jerron. You know, man. Indonesian king out there. All right, here we go. Take 3.
Hey, this is an immersive, authentic overseas experience. You get to see how it is.
Seriously, seriously, one of a kind. So one of your teammates actually just said, "What was your rap name?" I think that's kind of where we cut off.
What up, Quan? That's my guy. Seattle. It was Fahrenheit, but spelled like, you know, like fair in.
Because you were tall? Is that what was the meaning behind that?
Yeah, because I was fair in height. You know, I thought it was corny. It was,
Wow.
You know, I thought it was cool back there. You know.
Man.
I see you got shout out to 6-Man Graphics in the Philippines.
Definitely. Definitely, man. Okay, so how did you end up at Villanova? Like what was high school like?
So high school, man, like? So I wasn't even like one of the top dudes, man. Like I was pretty much a late bloomer. I didn't graduate high school on time. Like I used to be embarrassed to tell this story because academically I wasn't handling my business, and but now I use it as a testament to encourage, you know, kids that are struggling with school, man. So I didn't graduate from high school, and I had an opportunity to go to I had like JUCOs and a couple lower D1s, but I didn't have a grade. I didn't have the grades. So opportunity opened up to go to a prep school, and they found loopholes as the well business people do, and they like reclassified me. So I kind of like reclassified me as a junior and a senior. Like I had 2 more years left added on. So
oh wow.
That's why I'm old as hell because I basically did 6 years, man. But I went to Pennsylvania, York, Pennsylvania. They had a prep school out there, and that was my first time just how competitive it could be. Like it was guys from Serbia, Toronto, New York, Baltimore, all like Division I dudes. And this is me just coming from I was like not even the top dude in my state. You know what I mean? I just was a guy that they saw that had potential, that was tall. And then
so you were late.
I was super late, man. Those years, like they helped me a lot, man, mentally and physically. And my coach, Curtis Weathers, he helps a lot of talents coming out of Milwaukee, and he saw potential in me, man. So they took me out to Pennsylvania, and you know, I was coming off the bench, and out there, there's just so many tournaments, you get exposure, and if you're big and you can just run the floor, you're going to get some opportunities, man. So I was getting recruited by all the top schools, just being on that team, getting the recognition, and being in that market on the East Coast. And then going into my second year, they shut the basketball program down. So so I went to Milford Academy in Connecticut. It's like an all-boys school, prep school. I say it was like the Oz of prep school. It was just crazy stuff going on in there. I had black eyes, man. We was fighting in there.
That's how prep school is, man. I went prep after high school too, man. I know it.
Oh, for real?
All those crazy stories, yeah.
Yeah, man. It makes you grow up though, man. Like, yeah, and it tests your love for the game too. Just, you know,
seriously,
being away from home and then like just adapting to different personalities. And so I went there, and then I went home for the holidays, and they called me and it was like, yo, the prep school has been shut down. The football players like ransacked the dorms. They had to shut the prep school down. So I went back to my old prep school, and I just finished my requirements. I had to get my grades. my academics in order so I could qualify for school. And at the time, I had committed to Seton Hall. At the time,
Okay.
what's up, Cage? Um, I had committed to Seton Hall. They had Tommy Amaker, who was a coach, and they had Andre Barrett, who was this awesome guard out of New York. They had Eddie Griffin. These is old school dudes. So I was trying to come in with them, but then Tommy Amaker left and went to Michigan. So I opened up my recruitment at Villanova. Was one of the teams that I had a good relationship with the assistant. And Jay Wright came in. It was his first year. He was coming from Hofstra. And
Oh, wow.
I was his first signee. You know, he came in and they started recruiting me. And that's how I ended up at Villanova.
Yeah. So you spent 4 years there, and it's not like, you know, we're in the day and age of like so many kids transferring. There's like over 500 kids transferring just D1 this year.
Wow.
So you didn't play right away, but ultimately it led you to this career where you're playing 12 plus years. You're able to touch all these lives and touch, you know, 20, 30 countries. You know, just speak a little bit about what it was like playing at Villanova, what that culture was like. What it was like playing for Jay Wright at that age.
Man, so like I did 5 years there. I did like my sophomore year, I redshirted. I had like a heart condition my freshman year.
Man, you need to write a book. You need to like write a series of books, man. This is crazy.
You too, man. Like everybody has, the more I talk to guys, like everybody has like these incredible like journeys, man, where they had to overcome so much, man. Even like listening to Phil, just guys just going through things and just overcoming for the game, man. But yeah, like my freshman year, I had like it's called atrial fibrillation. So I was playing good during the beginning. I was getting like moments like sparingly, but then I started feeling like palpitations. I didn't know what it was, so I kept trying to push through, and then coach was like, man, he was like, are you on drugs or something? Like, what's good? Like, I was struggling. Like, I was like well conditioned, and all of a sudden I just got like started getting tired.
Yeah.
And they got picked up, and so I had this heart condition. So I got that worked out, and then I did like the second year coming in, they had like the top recruiting class, so like Jason Frazier, Randy Foye, Alan Ray, Kurt Sumter, like dudes, Will Sheridan, like all them dudes. It was like this wave of new talent coming in. So they was like, hey, Chris, man, like you were struggling your first year with the heart condition. Shout out to Plum. So he was like, we want to, redshirt you, get your body right, just to get you healthy, get some experience, just practicing. So, I was all for it, man. Like, obviously you want to play, but it was a thing where I just had to get right. Took a year opportunity to just get better and stronger. And like being a part of Villanova, man, I didn't even like I averaged like 1 point. I didn't play a lot, but like you said, a lot of guys they leave. They transfer if they don't get they shot to hoop. And obviously we all we play. We're competitive. But once I was like bought into what the team was about, what the culture was about, like I was really committed to it, man. Like I couldn't we became like a family. And
yeah.
I wanted to,
I mean, you guys made it to the Elite Eight in what, 2006?
Yeah, 2006. Right. Then the Sweet 16 my junior year. But the first couple years was just like it was bumpy for everybody, man. We had like a phone scandal where like guys were suspended. This is before like we had easy access to cell phones and everything, man. And then we had like a plane crash scare one time where like we almost went down, man. And like kind of after that, we had that life-changing experience, man. We started clicking. Like we started playing like we started playing with this unbelievable chemistry, man. So yeah, I just really believed about the program and the culture, man. It just was different. It was something I wasn't really willing to like quit on, because I felt myself getting better as a player, even though like the outside people couldn't see it. My teammates and my coaches,
yeah,
they really.
I mean, playing for a program like that where you guys make it to the Elite Eight, you're playing the top players in the nation every single day, and your coaches are going crazy at you. So it's so intense. I mean, you have no choice but to keep getting better and better, especially for five years being there.
Yeah,
especially with all
man.
these crazy stories, man. You're playing crashing, you're like overcoming heart palpitations.
Uh,
I mean, I don't know what's next, man. There's something around the corner. You're gonna tell me another story.
everybody got everybody got a story, man.
Seriously, man. But it's like the most successful people I feel like overcome the most. And this is what me and Phil were talking about the other days. You know, it's the guys who just keep climbing and nothing can stop them or break them. And it's like once they overcome like what seems like the biggest thing in the world, you know, there's just so much on the other side.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
like
awesome.
that's like the common theme. Once like guys that really like you find something that you really are passionate about, you willing to like just try to overcome as much obstacles that come your way. Like it's just about finding your passion and like what's like really gonna bring that out of you.
Definitely. Hey man, shout out to Pistol Pause 5, man. He's leaving all these dope comments, man.
Oh, okay,
He
I see him. Yeah,
definitely, definitely a Villanova fan in the house.
yeah. He knows about the plane scare and everything. I see him.
So let me ask you a question. After after you played at Villanova for 5 years, super successful from a team standpoint, but as you said, you only averaged like 1 point a game. You didn't get a whole lot of minutes. How did you end up overseas, or how did you end up playing pro ball?
Um, so like I had like I didn't have a lot of like like game film and stuff to go off of, so I really didn't have like agents jumping out just to sign me. Um, but one of the guys, and that's I tell people this, man, like you never know who's watching, man. It's always an addition. It's always an addition. So in the summertime, we used to play open gyms, and they used to have guys come in, and one of the players was a like player slash agent. And he had asked my assistant coach when I was done, what's up with the guy, Chris, you know what I mean? Like, I got some opportunities for him. And then he, like, got me my second job. And Coach Pickney, who's like a Villanova legend, his name is Ed Pickney, man. He won a championship in 1995. He was the guy that was kind of like my mentor. And when I was done at Villanova, a lot of schools, when you finish, it's like they done with you, you know what I'm saying? But the coaches there, they really were trying to get me to continue my hoop journey, my career. So I went to.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome because I haven't heard from my college coaches since I
Yeah,
left.
see, when they done with you, they done with you. But
Yeah.
it was different there, man.
That's awesome, man. That's the culture that I'm talking about, man. It's really a family.
Yeah, a lot of schools like they talk about it, but it's like they really practice what they preach, man. Like, and I was like the last dude, so they looking out for the top guys until like the dudes that what I mean, like the bench warmer. Everybody has like value there.
So so obviously you play a couple of seasons overseas. When did you land in the NBA Summer League? When did you get that shot?
So I had like a contractual thing with this team from Serbia. They wouldn't let me like they weren't paying me on time. You know the horror stories, man. Like, so I left because I was having problems with the money. They weren't paying me. So I came home and they like barred me from signing with teams overseas. So I was playing in like the IBL, which is a semi-pro league. And then actually the agent, he called up like the Bull Scout to come check out me. And you play with James Tyler, the big fella.
Yeah,
Man.
Big James Tyler.
Yeah, he was like he's like
19
at the time. Yeah, wow. Yeah,
He's crazy. That's for another podcast, man.
he got like that's the guy with some stories right there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, me and him was on the same team, and we had the same agent at the time. And our agent, called the Bull Scout to come check us out, and we was playing like Elkhart, Indiana, and like shout out to Elkhart, Indiana, man. So they called like this. The scout called me. At first, I thought it was a prank. I thought it was my cousin Phil just playing like.
How were you doing in that league though? You were killing.
I was doing good, man. We had a good team, man. We went to the championship, and a lot of talented dudes that were kind of in the same situation as me, just kind of like in limbo with their careers, man.
So how many years after graduating Villanova was this?
This was like four, like 3 or 4 years after Villanova.
Okay, so 4 years after Villanova, you're playing in a small semi-pro league in America, and then a Bull Scout hits you up. So he comes and watches you, and then what?
And then like they for me that was like it was like I couldn't it was like unreal, man. So they
I
like
bet.
just having that experience, man. Even though I didn't make the regular season roster, man, that you just go to. I went to Deerfield in the practice facility, and you there. You with Derek. I was with Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah and those dudes, man,
Mhm.
and just getting a taste of that. Just getting a taste of what the highest level is. Um, I didn't get a lot of playing time, you know what I mean? But just the opportunity right there was unbelievable, man. Seeing young Derrick Rose, that was going to his rookie year. I remember getting like the meal money, like the little envelope, man, and you just like, dog, like I was like, this is what I'm making like a month, man. Like it was cool, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what was it like playing all summer with like D Rose, Akeem Noah, all those guys? What did you learn about them and how they approach the game and things like that?
Just like the talent level, man. Like a lot of dudes, they like, they think that certain guys just because they the last dude on a roster, they think that they can't play. But I was just seeing how good the level of play was, man. Like how everybody was just like talented. The game was so much faster and the athleticism, like D Rose, just seeing like a guard being that athletic, man. And um, although I had played with those type of guys at Villanova, but just seeing that level, man, and being there, experiencing that, the coaching, like it was just that was a really like eye-opening experience too. Kind of just to gauge where I was at the moment too. Like, all right, this is what I need to work on. So yeah, that was something that really it gave me like more
Motivation.
like yeah, like more motivation and like all right, I can play. Like if I can play with these dudes, I can play
Yeah,
in other
yeah.
places. And it gave me confidence to like when I went to overseas after that, it was like all right, I was just playing with like against Joakim, I could play against other dudes overseas and
Hmm.
keep performing at a high level.
Let me ask you a question, just for the kids on here. Did D Rose ever try to dunk on you?
Yeah, he did.
Who won that one?
uh, he didn't dunk him, but he was like that was D Rose, man. Like he can get to the rim at will, but I didn't get dunked on by him. Randy
Okay.
Foye dunked on me. He
Oh,
probably
he's super athletic, man. I used to love watching him, man. Hey, so T Nick says, "What's the biggest team overseas you play for?"
uh probably like that's known in the region. Probably like Riyadi in Lebanon. I played in a tournament. It's not like in Europe. I didn't play with any big clubs. I played for a team called Novi Sad in Serbia. They
Yeah,
were
they got the biggest 3x, the number one 3x3 team in the world right now.
oh for real.
They're the kings of 3x3. Yeah, Dusan
I
Bullet and all those guys.
I know you gave him buckets though, man.
Man, they got the blueprint. I never got to face
Yeah.
them. We got to face Lamont last year, who was number one. They're always like battling back and forth, but we upset them when we were in Doha. So that was like super cool, man.
Was
Also,
Josh on that team? Was you
yeah,
with Josh?
me and Josh were going crazy that game.
I
You
seen
already
y'all
know.
showing out. I seen the highlights.
But dang, that's crazy, man. How crazy are these Serbian coaches? I've always heard it, but I've never got the chance to play for one.
Like it's like
How many?
drill sergeants, man. Like
Yeah,
like you getting cussed out. Like it's like real animated. Like a lot of running, a lot of strength. Like it was crazy. My first year out, I was in Novi Sad and it was going crazy. You got to just. But I came from like Villanova. Like Coach Wright he wasn't no joke either. So I was kind of like accustomed to guys that really approach you with that military mindset. Like they're gonna run you to death. But yeah,
yeah.
coaches are a different level, man. But like T Nick said, they could play, man.
Hmm.
Shout out to Zobi Wan. I see.
Oh yeah, there he is. He's getting in the 3x3 world too, man.
Nomad.
Totally. Hey, but so after playing in the NBA Summer League, did that led you to Thailand, if I'm not mistaken?
Um, After the summer league, I went to Lebanon. I went to
Okay,
Lebanon. I was in
Lebanon.
Beirut, man. Yeah.
How was that? What was that like playing in Lebanon?
Uh, it was unbelievable, man. They call it like the Paris of the Middle East, man.
Yeah,
Um,
I hear it's
the
beautiful.
level, yeah, the level of play was high, man. Um, they were crazy about basketball, man. I really enjoyed it, and I had like that was my first time like really feeling like I was a pro overseas because when I was in Serbia, I was like sleeping on the couch, man. I went to Lebanon, I had like an apartment with a car and everything, so it was like, all right, I'm actually making a decent
Let's
living
go,
here,
man.
man.
So what made you move out to Asia?
Uh, it's just like the opportunities here. Like I just
Mhm.
had opportunities to just opening up for me, man. I kind of found my niche here and tried to just stick with it. And one of my OGs told me, they was like, man, when he got older, he was like man, I regret like chasing a bag. Like I used to try to just jump from country to country chasing a bag. He was like, if you find some place that accepts you and you can continue to work there and you like it, he was like, just ride it out, man. And I
Definitely,
had
definitely. Go ahead.
I said I had been to a lot of places and I found like I enjoyed the ball here and the people here. So I was just trying to continue to ride with it.
So obviously, like ABL season's like 6 months long. I've seen you playing like different tournaments in China, Malaysia, and that surrounding area. How do you stay in Asia for so long, without